Previously, Rentaro discovered 4 girls in his harem of a total of 100 girlfriends. The first girl was a tsundere named Karain, the second was a pervert, Hikari. The third one is a sweet little loli, Suzuka, and the fourth one is this extremely hot and an overly genius, Nano, so Rentaro becomes the happiest boy in the world. But after a water park date with all of the 4 girls, it was time to get back to studying, but while being dragged out to class, he felt another string of shock and discovered his 5th soulmate while passing through chemistry lab, so after the class was over, Rentaro then comes to the lab to meet that girl. But she was nowhere at that time, but there was this loli here named Yukuzan was a member of the chemistry lab, so she invited Rentaro for a tea in a beaker. It was strange way to welcome, but Rentaro gives it a try, a tea through the beaker, such a joke, yet he took a sip. And suddenly Yukuzan pops out again with a new liquid she created that makes anyone into a living magnet, sort of like a power-up potion you get in game that attracts coin. Well, Rentaro was a pushover, so he got forced to gulp down the south side of magnetic potion, and surprisingly he really turned into a magnet. But the only side effect it had was to spend all of the time in the toilet for 3 days after drinking it, but there was more to the bad news. Kusuri drinks the north side of her liquid and gets joined with Rentaro, but to add up more mess, Kusuri got a nature's call. Rentaro tried to separate her before she peed herself. But Kusuri wasn't bothered. At this time I don't know if she's smart or dumb, but she wears diapers to avoid the waste of time by going toilet to concentrate on her chemical experiment. Then right there, she let the sprinklers out, which was a total nutjob experience. Rentaro also knew this one surely is a handiwork, but Rentaro saw that she loves her chemistry work from her heart. And he realized he was getting swapped away by another girl while he got here to find that mature woman, his 5th soulmate, yet he can't help but get drawn towards Kusuri. And Kusuri noticed Rentaro's was gazing at her and told Rentaro that her love potion is working that she mixed in his tea earlier. Hearing this, Rentaro throws up to remove that potion from his system, but it seemed to Kusuri that Rentaro hates her so much that even her potion doesn't work on him, so Kusuri's heart was broken. There Rentaro clears up that he wants his love to be real, not with some half-baked love potion, but the love drinks showed such a madly side effects. And he wasn't in no condition to drink the neutralizer medicine, so Kusuri had to give it herself to make Rentaro normal again, no doubt, but the neutralizer made Kusuri normal again. She looked like a kid because an immortality liquid she developed, but it wore off with that neutralizer. She's a 3rd-year senior of the school and a maniac when it comes to chemistry. And Rentaro got a new member added to his harem family. Rentaro told Kusuri about his 4 girls, so to get along, Kusuri made some liquid for everyone. For Hikari, Kusuri made a liquid to look more sexy. She thought her bust and hips would grow larger to seduce Run, but the liquid actually turned her sweat into a cloth melting acid. So Rentaro gives his tracksuit to her, but the pervert started sniffing at Rentaro's smell. As for Suzuka, she grew out bunny ears with the liquid. Cuteness was irresistible. Plus her ears became sensitive, and for Nano, Kusuri made a liquid which could manipulate her hair to her will. Nano loved the efficient way for getting Rentaro. But the liquid had side effects of hair loss and Rentaro didn't want to see her beautiful hair fall down, so Nano gave up. Then after all the commotion, Kusuri had a nature's call, but before leaving she told them she had prepared a different tea for Rentaro and others. Then she leaves, looking at the bottles. The girls took the larger one and Rentaro took the smaller bottle, and after that, Kusuri returned, but Kusuri saw that the tea from the larger bottle was for Rentaro and the girls took it. And that tea turned the girls into kiss zombies. Well, praised the genius that she found a new type of zombie who doesn't seek human meat, but kiss from their lover. And if the girls stayed like this for a long time, they will no longer return to their senses. But there was still a chance to bring them back if Kusuri made the neutralizer, but the girls had developed some super strength, like super zombies, so to slow them down Kusuri had the acid. But there was no way she could use it. There the vice principal blocked them, and seeing her Kusuri freaked out and threw the acid at her. Surprisingly old hag wasn't burning because she had a lot of makeup, but the makeup was wearing off, so she runs out of there. Then Nano orders other girls to surround Rentaro from all sides. So Ren does the same and splits up with Kusuri to keep her safe, but Suzuka fell down and out of worry Rentaro took her to nurse's office to bandage her forehead. Until then she was being a good girl, but after that, she becomes quite a naughty one indeed. Rentaro was losing himself in the pleasure, so he hangs Suzuka on the hanger and leaves, but on his way Hikari and Karain catches our boy and kisses him senseless, but he remembers having a three-way kiss with both of them, so he paired up Hikari and Karain. But seriously, God bless the author for creating this scenario in anime. After that heated scene, Rentaro took his leave, but Nano was already in the lab, so Rentaro hides in a nearby locker with Kasuri. Rentaro thought of being a decoy, but he remembers that Nano was the one who ordered the other girls to surround him, which means Nano is still playing smart and came after Kasuri rather than him. So Kasuri had an idea and drank a bit of a neutralizer to return back to form, so Nano didn't realize it was Kasuri, since she never saw Kasuri in her real form. But Kasuri gave in with her I accent and got busted, so this time Rentaro took out Nano's attention and locked himself in room. However, Nano was a super zombie and forced her way through that door, and Rentaro was so exhausted from all of this that he passed out while kissing. Such a fine ending for a guy. And with that, Residence Evil of kissing zombies was about to take over the slice of life anime, but Kasuri comes in and brought Nano back to her normal self. With that, they made the other three normal as well, but they still had their memories of what they did. So Hikari and Karain pretended to have lost their memories in order to hide the fact that they were heating up so much with each other. But Kasuri burst out in tears because she made a mess and assumed everyone would be angry at her, so she decided to leave the chemistry forever. But Rentaro stopped her because he doesn't mind the mess she makes and promised to love her the way she is, which touched her heart and allowed Rentaro to solve yet another mess with his harem. So our video comes to an end for today, but stay tuned to watch more of this harem mess on my channel. Till then, take care.